Hey there you guys, welcome back. Today I was asked to do a little bit of an update on my carnivorous plants. So here it is. So I just recently purchased this Pinguicula morinensis, the Mexican butterwort. Over winter all of my butterworts died, which is crazy because I've had many of those butterworts for many years. Like I'm talking like at least 5 years I've had them, and for whatever reason this winter all of them died. And I was trying to propagate some. I ended up giving some away, and that was fantastic because the good thing about letting friends have some, if they don't kill them, maybe there's a chance of you getting some back. So I have a friend that's going to be giving, hi Kelly, that's going to be giving me, hopefully it doesn't die, Pinguicula gigantea again, which I'm very excited to have. So anyway, this is a brand new morinensis. Very excited to have this grow over winter. It's not getting tap water this year. It is just getting distilled water now that I got the distiller. So on to the rest of the plants. They're basically Nepenthes. Well, they're all pitcher plants. Well, not all of them, the majority of them. Pitcher plants being Nepenthes and Saracenia. So let's just go and see what they are. So this sad little devil is the Nepenthes Miranda. So it has some dead leaves on it. I need to really pay attention more. This needs to get repotted. I think I'm going to repot this right after I make this video. And as you can see, there's a couple of pictures hanging on there. Oh, it's too far out of frame. I'm looking at it, and in turn, you can't see it. So there's another picture there. This should be doing much better, but I think it just needs a little bit more space. I've lowered the light level. Now it gets morning sun and afternoon shade, so it's doing much better, but it does need a little bit more space in the root side. So I'm going to give it a bigger pot, probably I'm going to double the pot size. It's going to be at least a 4-inch pot. Right now it's in a 2.5, maybe a 3-inch pot. So maybe I'll go up to maybe a 6-inch pot. And I'm going to use sphagnum moss. I might mix a little bit of peat moss in there as well. But for sure, I'm going to use sphagnum moss. Next one here is the lot that I got. Well, the majority of these I got from Brad's greenhouse. So this one here is the Nepenthes Marginata. And you can probably see here on this little picture, it's got that white little line around the lip. That's where it gets its name. There's one there. There's a little line around the lip. I've got some weeds growing in here. Actually, this is the, I think it's called a kangaroo fern. It grows in everything. I think that because it's New Zealand sphagnum moss, I have a feeling they grow natural, and there's spores in the moss. So with constant moisture and warmth, they all start to sprout. So that's the Marginata. The plant itself is not looking too bad. It's still quite small, but it's not dead, and it's actually looking a lot better than it did over the winter. I think I was giving it too much light under the grow lights, and then I corrected the problem, and then it started to grow, and it started to do nicely. You'll probably notice in here that I have some string of turtles. That actually fell down from one of the plants that last year I had above the pot, and they just started growing. So if my regular pot of string of turtles dies, then I will have a backup plan. What is this one? This one is, I believe this one is Nepenthes iMovie. There we go. And it's starting to develop some pitchers off to the side. There's one developing here. This is actually one of the pitchers for it over here by my finger. And this other tall guy here, that is also the iMovie. So it's really looking nice. It does appreciate the lower light levels that it's been getting. So I need to remember that and continue with that light journey. This one here is the Nepenthes Maxima Wavy. So this one can get a darker leaf when it's getting more light, and it was almost purple in the wintertime when I had it under too much light. But now that it's getting a little less, it's getting a little green, and that's perfect. I want to see a little bit of red happening here. That means it's getting enough light, but I don't want it to be too much darker than that, because then it's getting too much light. And I've got a beautiful picture right here. It's got some nice coloring here on the lip developing. And I have a bunch of pictures here that I need to cut off. Unfortunately, in the summertime, these get put to the back of the grow shelves because I don't like to fertilize them with the other plants. So they kind of get forgotten, and I just make sure that they stay wet. So I've got them in a self-watering pot, and I don't actually have to look at these very often, and they still stay moist. So that is this particular pot. Let me go and change it out, and we'll look at the Ventriculosa. All right, so this Ventriculosa is starting to vine again. It took a few years. It was just doing basal growths, and they were just nice, short and bushy, compact plants. But now I think it's been at least a year since maybe 2 years since I've cut it back, and now the growths are starting to get taller and stretch out, which is wonderful. I actually prefer it to be a bushier growth, but I'll take it. Maybe all of the pitchers aren't going to be around the base like they are here. Look at it, it's trying to catch. Oh, the bug just fell in. It was one of those bugs that seem to be all over the pumpkins. Maybe a squash beetle. I don't know what they look like. So many of these have to get cut off. Many of these pitchers need to get cut off. But I don't know why I haven't. I have no good reason. But I've got all kinds of new pitchers on here. They're just looking fantastic. I love the look of the new pitchers. And I also like the look of the new pitchers before they... Look at this one. That's a really cute one. And this one here, oh, they're so adorable. I don't like how they're so close together. I wish that they were spaced out a little bit more. This one's a really nice one. I like that one. And when they come out and they haven't opened up completely, it just looks so interesting. And then that lid's going to pop open. Here's another one developing. They're just everywhere. So this Ventriculosa, I don't do very much to. You just kind of keep watering it. Again, it's going to have distilled water in the summertime. I try to water them with rainwater when they're outside, but sometimes they just get shot with a hose, as long as I don't have the fertilizer on. That is a no-no. But you can put occasionally some slow release, like an Osmocote slow release fertilizer in the pitchers if you're worried that it's not catching any bugs. For instance, if you're growing it solely as a houseplant, you can put a few little beads of Osmocote in there to have it digest the fertilizer and then go through the plant. You just don't want to fertilize the soil level. You can add a little bit of fertilizer, just a little bit, to each of the pitchers. Maybe not each one, but a couple of the pitchers. That's more than enough. You don't need to feed these heavily. They're used to a very dead soil, very low in minerals and nutrients. So you want to maintain that. You can also use things like bloodworms or dried bloodworms and put them in there, and they can slowly digest the food. But if you're growing them outside, don't even worry about them. They're going to catch some bugs. They're going to get some rainwater. They're going to get some minerals. So yeah, ooh, this one's really pretty. Anyway, let's go to the next pot. All right, so this one here is the hardy garden. Well, the majority of the things are hardy. We've got the Tarnock, the Saracenia. What one is this one? I've got the label here. Leucophila Tarnock. So this one's really, really beautiful with the white and red on the hood. So cute. It's so small. I thought it would be a little bit bigger, but I'm not unhappy about that. And then down here we've got the little Venus flytrap. It's been catching some little flies. I'm not seeing it right now. There was a bunch of closed ones this morning. There's a little remnants of a little bug hanging out by my fingertip. It's reopened. So they just catch mosquitoes and whatever flies in there. And then we've got the Purpurea, the Saracenia Purpurea. This one is really spreading out this year. It's looking really nice. We've got all kinds of new little pitchers starting to develop in here. And in this particular one, I don't know whether it's going to pick it up, but there's a fly that was caught in the liquid. He's moving around. Or she, I'm not sure. And then we've got this one. This one is the Sand Mountain. I really like this one. Where's the tag? So this one here is Flava Purpurea Oreophila Sand Mountain. So as you can see, it's got that beautiful hood on it. It's a really nice size. It's gorgeous. I can't wait. I think it's supposed to get even bigger than this, but this is only its second season, so it's really developing its little rhizome and coming into its own. it also needs to eat a lot of bugs. And let's peek in here. There's a moth in there right now. Can you see in there? It's got a moth. This one here has all kinds of stuff in there. Oh my gosh. And this one here, I don't know whether you're able to see in there, but it's got all kinds of stuff in there as well. So they really do their job and catch all kinds of gross critters that fly about. And then we've also got the Drosera capensis. This one was the one that we started from seed over the winter time, and it's out here. It's not growing as fast as I thought it would, but maybe it's getting a nice root development happening. This winter time, I'm going to take one of them, whichever one is growing the best, and I'm going to put it in a pot for safekeeping over the winter time, and then I'm going to leave one in here to see if it survives in the garage in this pot. So yeah, very interesting to see what's going to happen. This pot is actually the easiest one to maintain. I just have a reservoir down here, and I just keep the reservoir as full as possible, and basically the rain comes in and waters it, and then keeps it full, and if it ever needs to get watered, I just water it on the top, and then I also add some more to the reservoir, and it's just really low maintenance. You just want to keep it constantly moist. It likes to be wetter or more wet in the summertime, but over winter time it still needs to have some moisture, so this tray never actually dries out. Oh yes, and the Saracenia don't like to be in the shade. They like to be in full sun. So that's very interesting. Actually, a lot of them prefer to have full sun. Just watch the coloration of their leaves. If they go too dark, then move them into a slightly shadier environment. But just watch. Slight redness is good, but you still want to maintain some sort of green. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that tour of the carnivorous plants that I have right now. There will be more eventually. Now that I have the water distiller, I can grow more pinguiculas. That's what I really like to grow because it really helps keep down the fungus gnat population in the house. So anyway, until next time, you guys. Oh, and show me your carnivorous plants. Post photos to the Plants and Things What's Growing page, as well as Instagram. Tag Plants and Things. And I'd love to see them. Until next time, you guys. Happy growing.